In Living Color wasn't just a comedy show, it was a revolution. A cultural shockwave that shattered Hollywood norms, launched legends, and created characters we still quote 35 years later. But the truth behind the laughter? It's darker, deeper, and more shocking than anyone expected. Because the 1990 cast didn't just change TV, they paid the price for it. Some faced heartbreaking illnesses, some vanished from the spotlight, some survived tragedies no fan ever knew about, and a few are now completely unrecognizable. This is In Living Color, 1990 cast then and now 2025, and the transformations will leave you speechless. At 30 years old, Damon Wayans exploded onto the screen as Homie D. Clown. The bitter ex-con whose "I don't think so" became a national catchphrase. But behind the painted smile was a man drowning quietly. His marriage to Lisa Thorner collapsed after 16 years, leaving him exhausted from emotional battles and painful custody disputes. Even as he starred in hits like Major Pain and My Wife and Kids, Damon admitted he performed with a broken spirit, as if laughter itself weighed him down. By the 2000s, stress carved its signature into his health through type 2 diabetes, forcing strict diets and constant medical care. Today at 65, still acting beside his son in Papa's House, Damon carries a lifetime of emotional bruises, yet he stands strong at only 28. Jim Carrey played the chaotic, half-burned, unforgettable Fire Marshal Bill. Viewers saw a fearless comedian, but Jim was privately collapsing. Two divorces shook him, yet nothing compared to the tragedy of losing Catriona White, whose death triggered a storm of lawsuits and public scrutiny. Even at the height of The Mask, Dumb and Dumber, and Ace Ventura, Jim lived in a constant battle with depression. The pressure to stay funny while silently falling apart pushed him into long periods of isolation. In 2022, he stepped away from Hollywood entirely, choosing painting, writing, and meditation over fame. Now 63, Jim has returned only for deeply meaningful roles such as Sonic the Hedgehog 3, a reminder that even legends must protect their souls. As Calhoun Tubbs, David Alan Grier made audiences roar with laughter. But the man behind the comedy came from a childhood shaped by the tense streets of Detroit, Michigan. He grew up witnessing racial conflict and instability, experiences that left lasting marks. After intense training at Yale, David struggled internally between pursuing serious theater and navigating the wild, unpredictable world of sketch comedy. His marriages suffered from emotional distance and demanding work schedules. Both divorces drained him deeply, leaving scars he carried into every new chapter. Today, at 70, David continues to perform with a calmer rhythm, balancing theater and television, while maintaining the quiet dignity forged by years of personal battles. Few cast members lived a life as dramatic as Tommy Davidson. Abandoned as a baby in a garbage pile in Washington, D.C., saved by a stranger, and raised in a family where he constantly felt out of place, Tommy entered adulthood with unhealed wounds. His relationship with Desiree, mother of 2 of his children, collapsed under the weight of those unnamed pains. At the height of his success on In Living Color, Tommy's life spiraled into cocaine addiction, forcing him to temporarily leave the show. Even after success in films like Booty Call and his voice work in The Proud Family, staying sober was an ongoing battle. But stability finally came with his marriage to Amanda Moore in 2015 and the birth of their daughter in 2021. Now 62, Tommy performs with the energy of a man who refuses to let his past define him. As Bonita Butrell, Kim Wayans delivered some of the most iconic gossip-fueled comedy of the series. But growing up as one of the few women in the massive Wayans family meant she constantly fought for recognition. While her brothers Kenan, Damon, Sean, and Marlon were launched into fame, Kim often felt overshadowed. When In Living Color ended, Hollywood shut doors faster on her than on the men in her family. She turned to writing the children's series Amy Hodgepodge, not from passion, but from necessity. Painful past relationships made her doubt her worth, and the emotional weight of being the sister behind the brothers left lasting scars. Today at 64, Kim continues acting, writing, and quietly mentoring young Black actresses who once felt invisible as she once did. Joining the show at just 19, Shawn Wayans became the youngest face of the Wayans empire. But the success of Scary Movie and White Chicks placed him under tremendous pressure from Hollywood and from himself. His marriage to Ursula Wayans fell apart under the weight of fame and miscommunication. leading to painful custody battles. Eventually, overwhelmed by expectations, Sean stepped away from the spotlight entirely. Now 54, he is slowly returning to the screen, with confirmed roles in Scary Movie 6 and White Chicks 2, rebuilding his career at his own pace. As creator, writer, and host of In Living Color, Keenan Ivory Wayans carried the entire show on his shoulders. At 32, he changed the face of television forever, but the fallout was brutal. Battles with Fox executives over creative control broke him emotionally, and by season 3, Keenan felt so betrayed that he walked away from his own creation. His marriage to Daphne Wayans also collapsed under the pressure of non-stop writing, directing, and supporting his siblings' careers. After their divorce, Keenan entered a period of depression and emotional exhaustion. Now 67, he works quietly behind the scenes, developing new projects without the crushing weight of running an empire. At just 24, Jamie Foxx lit up the screen as Wanda, the bold character who promised she would rock your world. But off-screen, Jamie's life was far tougher. His secretive relationship with Katie Holmes ended under the weight of distance and fame. In 2023, he suffered a life-threatening brain bleed and stroke, battling rumors and relearning to walk. Now 58, he's back hosting Beat Shazam, calling his recovery a trip to hell and back. Takaya Crystal Kima, the only woman to appear in all 5 seasons of In Living Color, brought strength and stability to the show. Behind the scenes, her marriage to Mark Holdman fell apart under emotional strain, and Hollywood's limited roles for black actresses made her fight even harder. A lupus diagnosis tested her endurance, yet she still cared for the grandmother who raised her. Today at 63, she builds her own creative space with The Cool Crystal Show. Meanwhile, Rosie Perez, the explosive Fly Girls choreographer, rose from a painful childhood and a difficult divorce from Seth Z. Rosenfeld. A severe injury on Law & Order SVU challenged her, but she went on to earn Oscar and Emmy nominations and continues acting and advocating at 61. Finally, the fly girl who became a global empire, Jennifer Lopez. At 22, she danced her way out of poverty in the Bronx and into superstardom, but her romantic life became one of the most publicized sagas in entertainment. From Oyani Noah to P. Diddy to Chris Judd to heartbreaks with Ben Affleck, twice Jennifer lived every breakup under blinding spotlight. Fame came with exhaustion, insomnia, pressure, and relentless paparazzi harassment. Yet she rose every time, delivering iconic roles like Selena and Hustlers. Today at 56, she is rebuilding her life after another high-profile divorce, continuing to create on her own terms. These were the faces that made us laugh. Yet behind the humor lived scars, secrets, and silent battles the world never saw. Their journeys show that fame can lift you or break you. If this moved you, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.